Welcome to Motivational Monday. Today we're going to continue a discussion we started last week. If you remember, we were talking about your most valuable asset. Your most valuable asset is the way you think. As a man thinks in his heart, so he is, right? Solomon said that 3,000 years ago, and we know that today, don't we? Michael Jordan says it this way. He says, you have to see the shot going through the hoop. What's he saying? The way we think drives our actions, not just what we do, but how well we do it. And of course, what we do and how well we do it creates our results. So this principle that our thinking drives our actions and our actions drive our results is well proven. It's self-evident. I'm sure you all know it, right? Now the thing is, how do we improve our thinking? Last week, we started talking about a tool called Proverbs. Proverbs is a book in the Bible, 31 chapters, and we talked about the fact that you don't have to be a Christian to benefit from reading this book. It's not so much that, it's about living well, living with excellence. And of course, when you live with excellence, you can be a benefit to others, and when you're a benefit to others, don't you also benefit, right? Okay, so today I want to continue that discussion. I want to we'll do one of the studies today. We'll talk about Proverbs 18, right? So I read Proverbs 18 today, and what I'd like to do is I like to write a few Proverbs down that kind of caught me today. So let me read them to you. Let me tell you what I mean by that. So Proverbs 18:2, a fool has no delight in understanding, but in expressing his own heart, right? You know that, right? Somebody who's sitting there in training or talking to you, having a conversation, they're not listening to you. What are they doing? They only want to tell you what they know and what they think. They're not trying to know what you know. They're not trying to even find out what they don't know. They just want you to know what they know, right? We all do this. This is a constant battle. We all want to express ourselves. It's very difficult to do what sometimes? To slow down and seek to understand, right? The pace of life often destroys the quality of life. We know that. So in today's proverb in 18:2, what's it telling us? To live better, to live less foolishly, to be more of a benefit to others, we should slow down and we should try to understand, right, before we seek to be understood, right? We want to understand. We don't simply want other people to understand us. I love that. Let me get you one other one I learned from today. And this is an excellent one. Proverbs 18:9. He who is slothful in his work is a brother to him who is a great destroyer, right? So what we're saying here, what Solomon is saying here, if you go to work today and you don't work with excellence, remember, we define excellence as what? Working with your whole heart. So if you work with anything less than your whole heart, what do we call it? Doing it half what? Right, you guys know it. If you work in that fashion, if you're slothful, you don't give it your best, you don't work with excellence, you're a brother to one who destroys. Now what's the thinking? When you don't do your best, who else is affected by it? Aren't your coworkers affected? Your employees affected by it? I'll tell you what, you're really affected by it. Where's your joy and your peace and your satisfaction when you know you didn't make your best effort, right? Can you see how valuable these words of wisdom is? You're probably not going to read anything here that's earth-shattering. You're going to read truths that are self-evident, but possibly truths that are self-evident that you haven't considered for a while. And if you haven't considered it and you're not living them, wouldn't thinking about them, maybe meditating over, maybe reading it over and over during the day and trying to live that way, wouldn't it improve who you are today? Wouldn't it help you be better today than you were yesterday? Nothing great ever just happens, does it? If you want to become better, you must make a decision to become better. And of course, that must be followed by action. Here's what we're talking about, guys. We're going to challenge you, 31-day challenge. Whatever day you're watching this, let's start today. If today's the 18th, open Proverbs up to the 18th and read it. Write down one verse, meditate it, live it, and tomorrow go to the 19th and do it. If today's the 25th, read Proverbs what? 25, right? Start wherever you are watching this today and begin a 31-day challenge. 3 minutes a day will change the way you think, and that will improve your actions, and of course, that'll change your results. Good selling.